Let's go! Okay. Hello. We finally made it to this exact spot. It's taken like 1 month. However,
it's not too long.
We're finally here. And welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to
Not from here. How exciting. Like, really. We just wanted to do a little introduction. I am Honor, and this is
Joanna.
Amazing. And we are in Chile. We're in Santiago, Chile.
That is right.
We're currently in our building. This is not our house.
No, it's not. It is the roof of the house.
Roof of the house. It's actually quite a good setup. There's a lot of people in the gym, but we have been thinking and talking about this podcast for about a month.
A long time.
And microphones finally arrived. Here they are, the wee digis with
their
wee
fluffy hats.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole point of what's the point of the podcast, Joanna?
The point of the podcast is, well, first of all, to give you guys an insight into what it's like living at the other side of the world.
At the end of the world.
The literal end of the world.
Yeah, crazy.
What it's like leaving your friends, leaving your family. What it's like literally just starting from scratch, basically.
Yeah.
With no one.
And
then finding your best.
Yeah. So here we are.
I know. So we're gonna cover a whole load of things in our different episodes.
Sweet.
We're gonna have different sections. We've had people ask us questions.
Yeah, we've done that. We did that today, actually, this morning. We put a little question
Actually,
box.
a lot of people asked us questions.
A lot of people, which was really good. Thank you for the support. I think we just have to get in.
Let's get into
We've been
it.
talking about this like the whole time, like what are we actually going to say to each other? Like Joanna and I swear to God, literally we never run out of something to say. We met each other in June 2025.
June last year.
And we're in April. It's nearly cumpliendo un año.
Our anniversary.
I know. We actually have to do something for that.
Shall we say how we met, actually?
Yeah, okay.
You start the story.
Okay, so first of all, I went traveling last year from like February to March for 2 months. Well, January, February, and a bit of March for like 2 months. And I was solo traveling for a bit, met friends along the way, whatever. Ended up in Iguazu on the side of Argentina, and I was staying in a hostel and happened to meet this guy called John Eve. Shout out. Oh my God, what a regio estupendo. And we ended up traveling together for like basically the whole of whole of February, because it was Carnival. We ended up in Rio together at Carnival, and we became really, really good friends. And then I moved back to Santiago.
So I went to Medellin, or not just Medellin, I actually went on a trip round to Colombia.
Yeah.
And I did a tour of Medellin. Was talking to everyone, and that is where I met Jean.
Joanna's very chatty. We're very chatty people,
we are.
Actually. Hence why we're doing the podcast.
Exactly. And I think I was just telling him about my life, what I was doing, living in Santiago. Obviously, that was Scottish as well. And he said, I made a friend who's also Scottish, who also lives in Santiago. And she also works in something really similar to you. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And this was right at the time that the majority of my friends I'd made at the beginning were leaving.
See.
Which was really sad. We'll get on to that at another point.
See.
But a lot of the friends I had at the beginning were exchange students. Obviously, their time comes. And it literally... meeting Jean came at the perfect moment. Literally, because I was going to be coming back to Santiago with my main group that I'd made. We're not going to be there. But I had the prospect of meeting this new person.
I know, and Joanna was so good, but like, just a side note, because I don't know. I mean, I would have definitely messaged you, but she was like, Honor, right?
I was keen.
Yeah, she was keen. She was properly like, Honor, let us meet when you go back. Because I was in Scotland at the time. I was at home. And I came back and she was like, let's actually go for a drink. So we first met in this bar called Bao Bar, ¿verdad? In Manuel Montt, or no? Sí. And we met in Bao Bar and we were outside. It was cold, actually. Of course, because it was June. It was literal winter.
Yes, it was.
And we met in this bar outside. It was one of those bars with a reja, like had a fence around it. And this guy entró and he came up to me. He was like, it was obviously from La Calle, and he came up to me and he came really close to me. He was like, like, do you want some sweets? And I was like, no quiero.
It's so weird.
Like, por favor. And he had put this lamina on top of my phone.
A bit of paper.
Sí, paper.
Yeah,
Sí,
I have a bit of
sí.
Spanglish going on here.
Spanglish, sí, well. And he put this paper down on the table as if he was like going to find the sweets that he was trying to sell me, and put it on top of my brand new phone, and like obviously picked it up under the sheet and started walking away. Like in a restaurant where it's literally gated, you would never think.
I had no idea.
No idea. This is the first time we're meeting, and so he pulls away.
Out of nowhere, Honor launches at this man. Like, go to the And I was like, what is she doing?
Oh, it was awful.
But the quick reactions that you had to notice that, I mean, you did better than me. And I was
because it was a brand new phone. If it wasn't brand new, I would never have known.
And I was sitting in your spot before, but then I got really cold, so we changed.
Sí,
I was next to the heater. So that was me. My phone would be gone.
Oh my days.
So she got the phone back, and
I literally launched and I grabbed it, and he just like nonchalantly walked out of the restaurant.
And then the waiter said, that he comes here all the time.
Yeah, I was like, what? How are you letting people in like that?
That's the thing we can talk about, actually. So, in general, I think we both can agree that we feel really safe. Really safe. 2 young girls living in South America.
Obviously foreign. Like, we really don't.
Oh my God.
Obviously, we don't look Chilean. Or someone the other day
stick out so badly.
100%. We're blonde, además, and we're tall. And I'm sorry, here we go, because the Chileans are... They're tiny.
They are small.
They're tiny.
Small, but we're just tall.
We are tall.
I think even in the UK we are probably quite tall.
Bigger than average. Same.
With the blonde hair and with the height, we really do stick out. So we are the perfect targets. However, I actually feel really safe living here.
I was walking with one of my friends back 3 years ago when I was in Chile, and we were walking, to be fair, I have no idea what we were doing. We were walking around Estación Central. Mal. Oh, no hate on Estación Central, pero igual medio hate.
I saw a gun in Estación Central.
Oh, yeah, verdad.
Speaking of feeling really safe, I did see it. That's fine.
We were walking around, and there was this guy in front of us, and this guy just came up behind him. Like, a guy with 2 kids as well, and he just ripped the chain off of his neck properly. Yeah, super mal. Anyway, and Joanna saw a gun fell off the bus.
It was the first time I was in Estación Central. I was getting on the bus to Viña.
Same.
It was on New Year's Day. I don't know why I went on New Year's Day, but anyway, I was going and getting onto the bus, and I heard a big thump onto the ground, and I looked round onto the ground, and there just was a pistola just on the ground. I thought, oh my God. I thought maybe for a second it might have been fake, but there's no way that was fake. The sound that it made when it hit the ground.
Ciao.
And then the guy picked it up so nonchalantly and then just put it back into his waistband, and he just walked away.
So going back to the topic, we do feel safe. I feel so safe in Santiago. Like, so many of my friends are always like, oh my God, you live in South America. Like, do you feel safe? I think because Santiago is so, it doesn't feel like Latin America, the part that we live in, granted, we do live in a really nice part of Santiago.
We live in Providencia.
We do, no nos busquen. No te voy a dar mi dirección. And I do feel really, really safe. Mm-hmm. I rarely andar por la calle.
No.
Like con miedo.
That is the thing, though. I would never walk anywhere here at night. It doesn't even matter if it's past Las Condes or Vita Cura or whatever. I still wouldn't walk at night just in case. You never know. But that's why it's amazing that Ubers for us are so cheap.
For us, I know. We're very aware, obviously, that we are from Europe. Santiago, the part of Santiago that we live in, it's so developed, you would have no idea that you're in Latin America. Very privileged position to be in, obviously.
Yes.
But if you do go towards the centre, you really do feel like you are in Latin America. That is fact.
And I would say, obviously, as you go further into the centre, it does get a little bit more unsafe.
True.
You know, actually, a lot of people who have been coming to Chile for travelling or whatever, they ask me, like, what are the best areas to stay in? And obviously, when you would think, in Europe, for example, if you were to go on holiday, I don't know, for example, if you stayed in the centre of Madrid, you stayed in the centre of Barcelona, you stayed in the centre of Paris.
Yeah, it's a different story.
It's a different story. It was like the centre here is maybe not
It's definitely
the place, but
less
it is
developed.
definitely a place to visit. I mean, you've got
100%. It's beautiful.
yeah, the architecture is amazing.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the Costa Rica literally looks like the Shard.
It is the tallest building in South America.
It is, and it used to be the tallest building in the world until...
Did it?
No, it didn't. No,
I think that's
tallest-
not true.
No, that's definitely not true.
There's
South
a Burj Khalifa, no?
Yeah, see, but the...
In-
used to be
in-
it is the tallest in
in
Latin
South America.
It was the tallest, I think, in Latin America until something else came along. And
We can fact check that
buscar.
after. But you know what? The thing is, I mean, it's just a tall building, but I am obsessed with it. I mean, the amount of pictures I have of the Costa Rica Centre.
So true.
It literally is just a tall building, but there's something about it that every time I see it, I'm like, wow. I wake up, I'm like, wow.
I know, and the views from even San Cristobal, I actually haven't been up San Cristobal, I think, for like 3 years. I haven't been up to the top.
That's my running spot.
Yeah, Joanna is an absolute máquina. She just ran, shout out Joanna,
you.
she just ran a PB in the 21K Santiago Marathon in Ñuñoa, which
In Ñuñoa, yes.
which I never go to Ñuñoa. Literally
Me
never.
neither.
But all my compañeros de trabajo live in Ñuñoa. Literally all of them.
I like Ñuñoa. It's got a really nice
Nice
It's got a
vibe.
really nice vibe
The
about
plaza's
it.
really nice.
Plaza Ñuñoa.
We love that.
So that's where the fifth half marathon took place.
Yeah, what a literal queen. However, now it's time, I think, for the
I think
full-
it's now time for the full marathon.
That's a lot. But
But I mean,
Joanna's
considering
really well.
considering my job, I feel like
Yes, what is your job, Joanna?
my job. Nice question, Honor. My job. I am currently working in an alcohol company, and I'm working with whiskey. So I don't think you can get much more Scottish than that. A Scottish
Yeah,
girl
literally.
working with whiskey, but in South America.
Love it.
That's what I'm doing. What about you? For the people that don't know.
Yeah,
We don't want to. We don't want to give
We're not going to tell you the names
too
of
much
companies.
away. When I first met Honor, and she said she was from Scotland, I said like, really?
Really, see,
like your accent
It's
is
properly
really English.
Because I went to school, and I went to school from when I was 12 in England.
Yeah.
and then university in England.
Definitely.
What was your first
Se te
impression
pegó
of
el
me?
acento.
Sí.
My first impression of you.
Yeah, what was your first
but that
impression?
is such a good question.
That's crazy. We've never actually asked each other
No,
that.
actually not.
Wow, the podcast doing wonders.
Okay, my
Lol.
first impression of you.
Sí.
Well, it would have been when we met in Balbar.
Yeah, I was attacking a man who had
So
stolen.
I thought, well, she is an absolute queen for getting her phone back.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I would just say from like 10 seconds after meeting you, I knew that we were going to be best
Me
friends.
too. I did too.
Like
I
it was
think
like
we're very good judges of character.
yes, we are. Within like 10 seconds of meeting you,
You know.
hicimos match.
Hicimos
Hicimos match. And
So true,
it was
actually.
just so easy to talk to you. You know, it felt like I'd already known you for
Oh wow, I know. That's
for ages.
So blessed that, because I actually felt the same. I think my impression of you was like, I remember you were wearing your North Face puffer.
I brought that out today for the first time
So,
in a
oh,
year.
it's been freezing today. It was like literally 11 degrees.
I'm not.
But tomorrow's
I'm not
29.
I don't understand with that. Anyway, their first impression,
First
my
impression.
puffer jacket.
Oh yeah, that's more great. Your outfit was definitely not number one. You were very happy, very bubbly.
Oh,
which
you
was
as well.
which was refreshing, because I'd just been traveling, so I'd obviously been around a lot of happy people and whatever. But I came back and I literally had like 2 friends basically. Yeah, my first impression was you were just so happy, and I was like, this is so. I'm also really, really quick to judge a character. Not quick to judge as in like, if I don't like you, I'm not gonna like. Right,
No, you can like sense.
I can tell
an energy.
completely, and it was. It was 10 out of 10 vibes, because you arrived first and then Maddie arrived. Shout out, Maddie, we love
Did
you.
we
We
mean
miss
that
you.
Maddie not arrive together?
No, she arrived a bit later. She arrived like 10 minutes later. And we were just chatting, and it was just so easy. Like,
It was.
it
That-
wasn't at
yeah.
all awkward, which, I don't know, there's very few people in my life who I've met who have been like, oh my God, we're immediate friends. I had a roommate at the time, and so did Joanna, but we got on so well. We were just like, it would be so good if we can live together, because also I was thinking, oh my gosh, I actually am going to be here long term. And we kind of thought it would be quite good to get somewhere together, which is where we end up now. And it's sort of one of these places where you can sign a contract for the year and then you can renew it if you want to. So in July, literally a month after meeting each other. We kind of.
It honestly was instant.
It was like
and then
like we were like getting married.
it was like a soulmate.
It was soulmate vibe type of beat. We were talking about this the other day.
Since then,
Tell me.
the longest that we've not spent together is when you just went on holiday just there with your mum and dad.
Yes, my mum and dad
It
have
was
just been
amazing.
into
Or when my mum and brother came to visit too, that was probably the longest.
Yeah, that was a long time. And Joanna's about to go away.
But that was
again.
like a week, by the way. Like that's not long.
No, now that
But
we
for
spend,
us, that was a long time.
We spent every single day together. We do spend, obviously, we live together, but
And
we really spend all the time
that
together.
I feel is so important when you're moving so far away from home.
This is such a topic.
Like you literally, to me, you're my best friend here, but you're also like my family.
Oh, Joanna, stop. You're going to make me cry.
No,
my days, it's
but
true.
You are. I
Yeah,
can see
it
the
really
eyes
is.
glistening.
What?
No, but you are, because when you're so far away from home, you do. I got her crying. When,
Stop that,
when
okay.
you're so far away from home, you need these people that
Your
genuinely.
eyes are watering.
Stop. Stop. Stop it.
I'm literally
It's the ring, right? So when you're so, like I was saying, when you're so far away from home, you do. It is so important to find these
is.
people that genuinely feel
like home.
that feel like home.
I do.
You know, like you just get it.
Yeah, you
And that's
do.
the thing. That I don't know how to explain it, but when we first met, like we didn't need to.
There was no. It was like, come over to mine. Let's watch. Well, no, not watch movies. Joanna doesn't watch movies. But like, we were like, let's go out. Let's go get drinks. Let's go eat food. Like, let's go to Brekkie, favorite spot in the world.
But finding someone that just wants to do all the
Everything.
same things
Like
as you.
we do. We know we're on this complete on the same page.
Because there's some friends that are good for certain things.
See.
Like there's more friends that are kind of like you'd go for a coffee with or
Yeah.
walk with, or maybe a friend that you would just go out with.
So true.
Or like previa and say, but for
Carrete.
you it's the whole package.
Yeah, but
right?
literally package deal, baby.
Yeah.
Package
so
deal.
that
Yeah, we're very lucky.
we are
We're
very
so
lucky.
Thank you to Johnny for
I know
much.
he
Literally,
really
c'est pas
c'est
ça.
pas ça. C'est pas
C'est
ça.
pas ça.
And I'm glad that you actually replied to me as well.
Yeah, no.
But with
Joanna's
that-
really good at that.
With that sort of thing, actually, we'll get onto it in a bit, but a lot of people were asking questions, and one of the most asked questions was, how do you actually make friends abroad? And that ties in quite well with it, because I would just say you have to just be so
yourself
out
out
there.
there.
You cannot be embarrassed.
No.
You can't think, oh, what's this person going to think if I send them a message? I literally was like, hey, Honor, I sent you a video. I've just met your friend.
Yeah, you did. You did send me a video.
And I was like, we need to meet up when I get back from
100%.
Santiago, where I feel like in the UK, I don't know, but I feel like people just don't really do that.
People don't care. I think, okay, this is such a topic. Like, talking about making friends and everything. I think in Europe in general, making friends in the UK is harder. And in I lived in Paris for 6 months, and making French friends, oh my gosh, so hard. Not everyone, obviously, but so hard in Europe, just in general. Because people have their group from school, from uni, from childhood, and people are so tied to that group. It's so that people just don't make new friends
Yeah.
in general, like which is great when you have new people, and actually.
That's the same here,
And
though.
it is true, but
for the people that are for the Chileans.
For the Chileans, that's true. But I think there are a lot of people who we've met who have become our friends, and they also all have a huge group of friends. But they've really, a lot of people have like taken us in. We went to a party a couple of weeks ago, and we met. Oh my goodness, just the
nicest
loveliest girls who actually we need to. Actually follow up on that and go for a coffee or go for a drink or something. They're such a bañadora. Like
Yeah,
they absolutely
they
same
were
vibes
really
as us.
amazing.
And but that really pocas veces, so little does that happen, I feel. That,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is quite difficult. I mean, I think in terms of being a foreigner here and making friends with foreigners, it's so easy.
Well, yes, so
Because
easy.
everyone's in the same boat, and
Everyone.
it is a lot more difficult to kind of like get your way into the Chilean groups. Like they've all
100%.
gone to school together, they've all gone to uni together.
Granted, I think this is more like Quicos, let's be real.
Potentially. We have been really lucky recently with the
People we've met.
the people that we've
Seriously
met.
lucky.
They've welcomed us with open arms, but that's not always been the case. Oh
No.
my goodness, we have had some
Horrors.
awful experiences.
Awful.
But awful. But with, for example, if we go to a party or something, we're just there for the good vibes.
Literally.
That is why
my
we're
gosh,
there.
this is insane. We walk into the room, bear in mind, tall, blonde, and it's like Regia, self-love, puro self-love. We walk into a room and it's like eyes. Who are these girls who have just arrived? Are they coming to steal my boyfriend? Literally. But it's
Well, like, no, we're not here. We're not here
no.
for your boyfriend.
We're just here for the vibes. Genuinely, we couldn't be more here for the vibes.
They will not speak to us in the beginning.
Yeah.
But you know what? Once they do get talking to us, then
They realise.
that is something that we could maybe like go into more detail
100% another time.
afterwards. But in general,
Love Chileans. We love
they
Chileans.
are
like
amazing.
everyone from Latin America, I think, is so warm. That's the word. They're warm. They want to help you. They want to take you in. They literally want to give you everything that they have.
They are so generous.
So generous. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
We both speak from experience there. Like Joanna, we'll get into this another time also, but Joanna literally has family in Chile who she discovered last year, basically 2 years ago. 2 years ago. When you were told you were getting placed in Chile.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
And and I also have a sort of I almost have
adopted
two
family.
families their adopted child, literally. But we're very lucky with that because actually that also does make moving abroad a lot easier.
Yes.
That is really
For
true.
sure.
I think we did kind of start from scratch. Friends-wise, we completely started from scratch. You really did start from scratch.
You know what? Just talk about that for a second. It is actually crazy when you think about it. Like when I first found out that I got my job here, when I read the email and it said Chile, and I was like, here we go.
That is nuts.
For me, the furthest way possible, the better.
Yeah,
like
literally.
bring on the adventure. But when it started to sink in, like, oh my God, you're actually leaving everyone behind.
Literally everyone, your family and your friends and your dog. Oh.
And Louis. But also in the same breath, it's so exciting because
So
you have
exciting.
no idea who you're about to meet.
I know.
I had no idea that I was going to meet
Literally.
you.
This, I think, also, this is another topic, like people making friends, like Joanna and my friendship, and Viole, I have to say, obviously Viole as well, because really she's like our third missing
Viole
part.
is our friend from Bosnia,
From Bosnia, who lives in Kodse. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, friendship. So the friendships that you make abroad, I think are, a different level of friendship.
are.
I think because it's like a different bond that you have with someone. It's like, honestly, it feels like you've met your long lost sister. Literally, that's literally how I feel with you. Like I feel like it's a different bond because you're on the other side of the world. You're so far away from all of your friends and family. Like I know the names of obviously all your friends from home, but I don't know any of your friends from home. I don't know what they're like. Some of them I've met, but it's such a different. Like on that, really. That's the word. Like it really is.
Yeah.
And I think because you grow together. This is this sort of age of our life, like the 20s, is very. I don't know, like you grow a lot in your professional career, in your sort of like growing up away from home. I don't know.
Like I
It's
feel
different.
like each year you in your 20s is so important. I mean, I feel like even when I look back at photos and videos from when I first arrived here, I mean, I first arrived here when I was 22. That actually feels like such a baby. And looking, I mean, we're still young, obviously, but I feel so much more grown up now.
Yeah, you do.
Than when
You
I
kind of
first
have to
arrived.
grow
Well,
up.
of course, it forces you to grow up.
It does, that is for sure.
Really quickly. But like
That's
we were
amazing.
saying, the friendships are the most, I mean, obviously, we've been so unbelievably lucky that I have literal family here. I'll get on to that another day.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We need to make a documentary about that. Like, seriously, Netflix.
Yeah.
And you having your adoptive family, basically. We've been so lucky with that. But if we hadn't have had that,
what would we have done?
We would have to have just relied on the people that we met.
But literally. But that being said, the people. If I hadn't met you, I would have met someone else. I'm sure. Like obviously, that doesn't no like hate, but you do. There's things just do work out, and I think that's the biggest piece of advice I think I would give to someone who was wondering whether to take the leap, move abroad, move away from home or whatever. Like it will will work out. It will be fine, and there
That's
will
the
be
thing.
people who just will help you and who will take you under your wing and who you'll become friends with because you just do. I don't know. I think that there's so much to be said for just doing it.
100%. I
And
mean,
meeting the new people.
I think if that's the thing, if someone is scared to take the leap because of being worried that they're not going to make friends, 100% they're going to make
100%
friends.
do
I
it.
mean,
100%.
for me personally, when I first arrived, what I did was, I mean, I know I wasn't coming here my year abroad, but I thought, how am I gonna meet people even from the UK? Because I
Yeah.
knew that after doing my year abroad in Spain, having people from my country around me just made the process a lot easier. Like,
Yeah.
they just get it.
That's
so I
the
thought
thing.
that's going to be important, being even further away from home. So I joined WhatsApp groups of like Erasmus, or it's not
my
Erasmus
days.
because it's not Europe, but like International Student Exchange 2020.
No way.
4 or 5, whatever.
I don't back that. Those groups. I
What?
don't back
No,
that.
give me a second,
Yeah, yeah.
because I joined these groups and I was scrolling through, and there were 2 numbers in the group.
Yeah, valid. Okay.
This is why I back it.
Erasmus group. Okay.
100% back it.
I thought it was like a random Facebook group. Like, no.
I found the links to the WhatsApp groups through exchange pages on Facebook.
Yes, super. I catch on.
So I was going through the group, and the numbers were from all over the world, and I saw 2 numbers with plus 4, and I thought, amazing. And I messaged them both saying, hi, like,
There's
I'm
another
Joanna.
proof Joanna's so good
True,
at that.
you do just have to
You do.
make the first move.
You do, yeah.
So I'm Joanna, I'm moving to Santiago. Basically explained what I was going to be doing, and those 2 people that I messaged ended up being
Literally
my
of
2
your
best friends here.
Yeah. So that's proof. Living
and
proof.
again, if I hadn't have joined those groups, if I hadn't have sent those messages, I mean, maybe I would have met them at one point, but me arriving to Chile, one of them was already here. So when I arrived,
That's
didn't
so
know
nice.
anyone. I think I arrived on the 3rd of December, and on the 5th of December was my birthday.
You arrived on your birthday.
So she took me out for a nice
Oh,
birthday meal and
that's
everything.
so
And then
nice.
from her, I met all of her friends. The sort of like network of Brits, I would say, just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And that, to me, was all thanks to those
literally
groups.
That's the thing. It just takes one. That is
it
fact.
takes one. It took Liliana for me to then meet all these other people. But I think you're not going to back what I'm about to say right now. The other thing, I used to go.
Oh,
the
to
beginning.
Santiago speaks.
Yeah. I used to go to these language exchange
I know.
things, like
You're
meetups.
you're really good at that. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't.
But again, I met one of my best friends here. Santiago Speaks basically is a language exchange where you meet up every week in a
I'm being
different
unfair,
bar.
actually, I'm being
You're being unfair.
But like, how many people have you met from those groups who you've met for coffee? Okay, that's point. Actually, good point though. Like some people are just for certain things. Like some people are just for going for a coffee or going for a drink or whatever. There's very few that you meet and you entrar en la profundidad que entramos nosotras. Como que like I don't know. I feel like there's been quite a few people that that you've introduced me to who I've been like, they're not making the cut.
Honor.
Which
It's quite
is-
picky.
No, yeah, I am. But I think you are as well. And I think realistically, at the end of the day, that's so it's so valid meeting people and I think that's so good. You have got to do that. But there are some who have been introduced to. I'm like, do you know what? You're really nice, but within 10 seconds, I knew I was like, oh, you're not really my best friend. But I don't need that.
No, exactly. And
like,
that's fine. Like,
perfect.
you have your network.
Yeah, we both have our own wee networks, which is actually really good.
I mean, we're the majority of our friends. We're all friends together, but also we do have, not that they're separate friends, but people that
Same.
we're like closer to. But I also think that's important as well.
So important.
Like not just keeping yourself confined.
Especially because we live together.
Exactly. Like not just keeping yourself confined to
One
one
person.
person,
Oh my
or like
gosh.
getting comfortable with one person.
Which we are. Actually, we are very, very, very comfortable.
I mean, yeah, since moving in with each other, I've literally not left the house.
But we have met new people lately. We actually have.
We have that, yeah.
Which is good. We've met quite a few people through that. Generally, just being outside in the smoking area or dancing on the dance floor and just boogieing with people.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few people who have just been like, me cae muy bien. What's your Instagram? Like,
Yeah,
let's go for a
and
drink.
actually, when
People
you
are
do
very
meet for the
open to
brunch, It's always really, really nice.
It is really, really nice. So true. We just had a quick break.
We're back.
Should we do win of the week and loss of the week so far?
This is something that we're going to do
Yeah.
every week.
Every week.
Let's do win of the week like last week.
Yeah, I can't remember what
And
happened
like,
last week.
can you not?
No.
Oh, let me think. Because we're only on, what day is it today?
Monday.
Oh, yeah, it's Monday. So we're going to have to do the win of last week. But the win obviously is something positive
Yes.
that has happened. I already did
It's
this.
because we sometimes, I must say, are so negative.
No, tanto.
So negative. It's not even funny.
We're getting better.
We are getting better.
I mean, we need to take a look at ourselves and see what we're doing right now.
yeah.
And it is.
We've completed a lot of our sueños.
We have. We really have.
Oh, we have.
The win of the week. Honor Starling. No,
That's okay.
I don't want to give your name away.
Yeah, it's on our Instagram.
Yeah, claro. So what is your win of last week?
But the thing is, I can't say what my win of last week has been so far because it's confidential. Literally. I've signed an
Oh,
NDA.
that is true. You have signed an NDA.
Okay, but...
Well, something else.
Win of
That
last
is amazing, by the way. You will be able to say
I
what
will
it
be
is.
able to tell you what I've been doing, but okay.
My first win of the week would be
I have no idea what I did.
at
Tell
the
me.
Forbes Chile event. That was pretty cool.
Oh, what an absolute...
It was cool. I
slay.
was there for an activation.
That's
but
really cool.
the Forbes wall that was giving quite important.
Giving.
Came with finance, bro.
My win of the week, I think, was going to Concepcion and seeing where Viola lives, and
Yeah, because that was your
meeting
first.
a lot of her new friends.
That was
and
your
they're
first
so
time.
nice. Yeah,
So
that was my first time. Win of the week.
And then the L. What way is it? This or this?
Oh, my L of the week was throwing up outside of the club.
Oh.
Or it wasn't outside the club, but it was round about there.
In Concepcion.
In Concepcion. But to
That's
be honest,
fair.
that is a major L because I haven't drunk that much in such a long time that I threw up. Like Joanna had 3 Aperols. 2 Aperols, 3 Aperols. Then we had open bar.
No, you know,
previa
no. You know what? I've
cumpleaños.
figured out what the problem was.
What?
The rakia.
Ah, the rakia.
This
Rakia is Bosnian drink.
Serbian drink, which is what is it like 50%?
50% alcohol, straight from Bosnia.
So that
Handmade by Viola's friend.
so was that.
House
Mira.
rakia.
That's quite a valid L. My L of the week definitely was having to
it's
get
like
on
2
the
hours
plane
straight.
home to Concepcion, plane back to Santiago. I had my Uber booked for 9:30, and Viola came through to the room at 9:29, saying, "Joanna, your Uber."
Didn't
I
go
set
off.
my alarm in the car on the way to the club.
Terrible.
Thank goodness Viola came in, and I just literally got up. All my makeup still on. I'd grabbed all my stuff together, and the pre-organisation of the Uber was a win.
Yeah.
But getting it and then the whole airport process.
Horrible. Although Concepcion has the tiniest airport ever. I entered the airport. There's like one security thing, and you just walk through.
it's so easy. No,
Super easy.
people were looking at me. Like my
you looked
eyeliner,
gorgeous.
my eyeliner was like down here.
You hadn't even taken off your
No, I
makeup.
hadn't taken off my makeup. My hair was
terrible.
looking like a bird's nest. And I was doing my skincare routine in the airplane,
Terrible.
in the airport toilets. So I feel like we should look at some of the questions that people have asked.
Should we do question time.
From our Instagram. So if you
Go
don't
and give it a
follow our
follow.
Instagram, it is at Not From Here, the pod.
Love it because the podcast was taken, but actually the pod is cooler.
I know, I'm a fan. We made the first question. But that's a nice question. When you coming to Viña del Mar? Could be soon.
To visit a
But
friend.
this is to meet someone that I actually met in, where was it?
Where is that?
Punta Arenas.
Okay, very
When I went on a trip with my Chilean family to Punta Arenas, and it was one of the sailors.
Ah, yes, what about Sailor?
Sailor.
Ah, the surfer boy.
No, sailor.
Who's that?
Like the Marine.
What?
What? How do you not know? Okay,
well,
we'll give a quick.
Go on.
Or is this
Have some boy gossip.
so?
I love
So
it.
I went to the south of Chile with my Chilean family, with my cousin Juanita, who's
Wicked.
68.
And she's tiny.
And she is tiny. She's the best person ever. And again, we'll get into how I found out about having Chilean family and everything in another moment. But the day that we were there in the south, it was actually like a national day of. Is Arturo Prat a marine person? No, I'm gonna get that so wrong. I'm gonna get that so wrong.
We're gonna get funadísimo.
Somebody in Chile, they celebrated like the National Naval Day or something like that, and there was one of the big marine naval. Was it a submarine?
Oh my God, what?
I honestly, my memory is awful. But anyway, we were going on. We got a free tour because it was the National Day, and we got interviewed after it. I mean, how was your experience and everything? And Juanita, being the wing woman that she is, saw this young Marine, and she wanted the video from the interview and was going to get the video sent, and was like, no, take Joanna's number, and then
wing woman.
and then we ended up going on a date in Punta Arenas.
Oh, I love that.
Which was lovely.
Well,
so
and he's from Viña del Mar.
See, so he's asking when are you coming to Viña del Mar.
Oh, you gotta go visit.
We'll come and visit. We'll get that sorted.
Love that. Ooh, okay. This has been asked actually quite a few times on this question box. How similar are Chileans to Scottish people? There's a lot of connections actually between Scotland and Chile.
There are. The similarities, first of all, I would say, like Scottish people are really open.
Very open.
And
very nice.
And
funny.
And very funny. And in a public space, a Chilean will just start speaking to you. In the lift, a Chilean will start speaking to you.
Which is so true.
Like strangers will start speaking to each other, which happens in Scotland as well. Like if you're on a bus or something, exactly, more so than England. If you're on a bus or something, people will just get talking.
Yeah, it's so true.
And I feel like that happens here. Another similarity is the party scene.
Claro.
That Scottish people.
Like,
this is like this is like a generalization, but they love going out, and same with the Chileans. And I feel like the kind of like electronic, like techno scene, there is like really similar. That I feel like Scotland is really into. Not everyone, obviously,
so true.
But it has a very big like electronic and techno scene. And here, I'm in the right spot because it also has.
Hay demasiado tecnoelectrónica acá. Sí,
which is. Amazing.
How are they different? Well, we talked about this a bit before, but Latinos in general are just very warm and welcoming and want to do everything for you. The Scots are good at andando solo, like they're quite good at sort of getting on with it, like, you know. But, and also they're very, what's the word when you're like cheap? Scots are very cheap. Not cheap, like stingy. The Scots are so stingy with their money.
Whereas like someone here with maybe not as much money would give you everything.
See, completely.
And without even thinking about it.
Which people in the UK just don't really do that, I don't feel.
So we've got a couple here that we've kind of already answered. Someone said, what's been the biggest culture shock?
Oh, that's quite hard actually. I think probably...
That is quite difficult. Like what... When you first arrived.
Oh my gosh, the language.
Oh my God, yes.
Obviously. Oh my God, I remember the first 3 weeks in Chile, I thought to myself, I have made the biggest mistake. Seriously.
Me
I came
too.
here on my year abroad 2 years ago for 6 months to work. And I'm not even kidding. I remember I was living in a flat in La Staria, which is crazy. And... I remember I literally was looking out the window like a sad little giraffe. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I literally, because I learned Spanish in Spain before uni, went to uni, I did like a beginner's course for the first year, and then you sort of arrive to the level of everyone who does post-A level or whatever. And they teach you Spanish from Spain, obviously, in university. And you come to Chile, and it's like, hola, weón, ¿cómo está ahí? ¿Cacha que el otro weón que estaba hueviendo, el otro weón la cagó, la weá, culiada? Es una locura. Y I feel like that has to be the biggest culture shock, 100%, because when I first arrived, it was just ciao, like, no entendí nada, literalmente.
How long for you did it take until you understood what people were... hang on.
Like a month.
It's 20 to 10 at night and I'm getting... work notifications it's from Hong Kong.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, this is quite a common thing that's occurred every time we meet someone new. Is that okay? Honor's very good at imitating accents, and
Is
the Chilean accent has really like stuck to her. Whereas I se le pegó,
Stuck to her.
and I can do it too. But when I'm speaking to someone, I'll say like the Chilean slang and everything, but I'm not speaking with the accent that she's got. And every single person that we meet has to say, "Oh, no."
Yeah, like Joanna.
Like, Honor, wow, te pasaste. Hablas súper bien español.
Es verdad.
Pero Joanna, tú no tanto.
So
Like, con una cara de pena, weón.
Sí, es
Like,
verdad. It's
what?
so true, actually so true, which is so rude. I actually think it's so rude. You'd never do that to anyone like trying to speak Spanish in the UK. Like someone comes up, she's like, hola, or hello, I'm speaking Spanish, I'm learning, no sé qué. And if someone else also is speaking basically the same, you're never going to say, oh, you know what, Johnny, you speak pretty good, Honor. No,
Never.
So rude.
So we have come across that a lot,
However,
but just as well, I've got thick skin, ¿cachai?
thick skin. What is your favorite thing about living in Chile?
Oh, that's hard.
No, that is actually quite hard.
I would say that my favorite thing about living in Chile is that there just seems to be, well, no, first of all, I feel like Chile is potentially maybe a really underrated country.
Massively underrated.
I feel like
Everyone we know who says, they're like, why did you move to Chile? Like, why Chile? Are you kidding me? Like, have you seen your country?
The paisaje.
The paisaje, the diverse paisaje. You have the desert in the norte, you have the mountains, the glaciers, the lakes, the vineyards, the coast.
It actually has volcanoes. It has volcanoes. It has every type of paisaje possible. And I think that has been one of the most amazing things, because when I found out that I was going to be moving here, I, maybe controversially, didn't want to do any research. I didn't want to know what I was coming to. I wanted to come and just form my own expectations and kind of get surprised when I arrived. And when I arrived and found out about all these different places that exist, like Pucón or like Puerto Varas, like San Pedro de Atacama. I knew San Pedro already existed, but and then all the different places in Patagonia, it is unreal. So I think that, and being able to have visited a lot of these places has been one of my favorite places. Favorite things. favorite
We're
things.
so lucky. We are so lucky that we get to do that. And I think that's also something we don't take it for granted, because we actually majorly appreciate absolutely everything. Like our life here, we're so lucky. But we've also have to give ourselves some credit for that, because we've actually made our lives. You know, like we've done that. We've done that ourselves. So obviously you do have to have a bit of support along the way.
I would say another one of my favorite things, maybe about Santiago more specifically, is that I feel like there's just something to do all the time.
Yeah, so true. So active.
So active. You walk down the street and there'll be some feria happening, or there's always something at the weekend, or not even just the weekend, during the week.
We could do an episode on like where we like to go out and where we like to get and eat and all these things. Because there's so many good places that actually could be quite good for
recommendations. That would be really good. Do you agree with your favorite parts of Chile?
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about Chile, I think the people, I really love the people. I just think they're so easy to get on with, and they're just, they're so warm and they're so accepting, and they love foreigners, and I think it's so important, because there's so many places that just reject you, right? Just rejection.
They do, and I know we were saying that thing about people comparing our Spanish and things like that, but I mean, on a whole, they love when
they love meeting.
They know that we're foreign, and the fact that we do speak Spanish, they're so appreciative of it.
Yeah, so true.
Which is really, really nice.
I think that's a good place to conclude. There's so much we have to say. This has been so fun. I think this is also a really good way to sort of remind ourselves of everything that we do in Chile, and like life in Chile, and also sort of cast our judgments on things, not in a bad way, but just sort of for people who want to know. give our opinion on things in like life in Chile, moving abroad, how difficult, how not difficult, or whatever it is. I think if you have a positive mindset and if you're wanting to do it, just do it.
100%.
Literally. That's such a
100%.
cringe Nike phrase. Just do it.
But I am just so excited to keep doing these.
Dude,
There's so
so
much to talk
fun.
about.
So much to
I feel
talk
like we could
about.
go on and on and on and on.
I know.
There's so many different topics. Like we need to get into the whole kind of
Dating scene.
dating
Oh
scene.
my days.
That is actually
So much to say.
crazy. Probably wrap
It
that
up. It's been
So-
an absolute honour.
yeah, that'll be everything
For now.
for episode 1.
Episode 1. Not from here. Let's go.
Should we say why we said it was not from here? The name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious. We're
Obvious.
not from here.
That's it. That concludes the pod. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
If there's anything you want to know, we'll put another question box, I'm sure, at some point
Question
during
box.
this week or at the beginning of next week. And don't forget to follow Not From Here, the pod, on all platforms.
YouTube,
I mean, yes, YouTube,
Spotify,
Spotify,
Instagram,
and
TikTok.
TikTok. All right. Besitos.
Bye.